Lighting the Microbial World with Photorhabdus luminescens by Seth Eddington. Photorhabdus luminescens is a bioluminescent bacteria that lives solely on land. They can heal wounds, and they also kill harmful and bad microbes, as well as some insects. The background on Photorhabdus luminescens. They are a gram-negative bacteria from the family Enterobacteriaceae. The genus is Photorhabdus, and the species is luminescens. These bacteria have an endosymbiotic relationship to a specific species of nematodes that are commonly found in the soil. The nematodes hold the bacteria in their gut, and when they find an insect that they want to eat, they will bury themselves inside the larvae of the insect and release Photorhabdus luminescens, which then digest the larvae and the insect from the inside with the toxins that are produced. They also produce antibiotics that kill all of the other bacteria that are inside the insect that the nematode is attempting to digest. So this provides a home for Photorhabdus luminescens, and it also provides a means of food for the nematode. As stated previously, Photorhabdus luminescens does glow. They are one of the only terrestrial bacteria to produce bioluminescence. Many of the other bacteria that do have a glow to them are usually marine organisms. Now, as we can see on the left, this is an image of a nematode, and these little dots on the outside here are Photorhabdus luminescens. The rest of the nematode that is glowing is also Photorhabdus luminescens inside the gut. There are so many of them that they produce a brighter glow. The objective of this presentation is to discuss the angel's glow, Photorhabdus luminescens as a possible biological pest control, and overall just how microbes can be fascinating to learn about. The picture on the left is a culture of Photorhabdus luminescens on a agar plate to show that they do in fact glow under low light. A divine intervention with Photorhabdus luminescens. In World War I and even the Civil War, soldiers reported seeing the angel's glow, or so they thought. In the wounds of soldiers, those with the angel's glow survived more often than those of soldiers without the glow in their wounds. It was thought that it was God protecting these soldiers and producing the glow inside their open wounds on the battlefield. At night, the glow could be seen, and this was due to Photorhabdus luminescens, which produces a microbial cocktail of sorts that kills other microbes as well as the insect larvae, as we previously stated. Most of the time, we think of bacterial infections as killing more people, not necessarily saving people. The toxins that are produced by Photorhabdus luminescens are nearly harmless to humans unless there was a mass infection. So when the bacteria made home in the soldier's wounds, the antibiotics that are produced killed off many other harmful bacteria as well as insects attempting to attack the soldier. Now, the glow from Photorhabdus luminescens is thought to be an attempt to attract other insect larvae, which would be food for the microbe, as well as the nematode. Thought it was to have evolved over the years to enhance the symbiotic relationship between the nematode and Photorhabdus luminescens. And in a way, the soldier's wound is clean and the microbe has dinner, and it's almost like a symbiotic relationship between the human and the microbe, but later on the immune system kills Photorhabdus luminescens with no harm done to the human. It's no wonder that the soldiers thought this was the hand of God acting on their wounds, with no other reasonable explanation. The possibilities and implications from the previous slide include a way to possibly cultivate antibiotics. Photorhabdisluminescence produces 2,5-dihydrophenylalanine, which has a very broad antimicrobial spectrum, and this is one of the main compounds or molecules that does kill off the other bacteria in the wounds and in the insides of insects that the nematode wants to consume. So could this possibly be used as a source for antibiotics to help with cuts and other infections that humans may interact with in their lives? Now, more studies may find different, more productive uses for this microbe, but as for now, this could be a way to produce natural antibiotics. And on the left here, we have the structure of 2,5-dihydrophenylalanine, which could be used to save many lives in the future. Another interesting possibility with photorhabdisluminescens is the use of them as a biological pest control. They may be able to protect our food and crops. The antibiotics that are produced, they kill bad microbes, and they also have toxins that kill the insects, like we talked about earlier with the symbiotic relationship with the nematodes. And as we know, there are many insects and plant diseases that affect our crops each year. And we can only do so much genetically modifying the plants to keep them protected from these insects and from these microbes. With photorhabdisluminescens, their antibiotics and toxins that kill insects could be used in a way to naturally protect our crops. The bacteria can be cultured in dog food, harvested, and then sprayed onto the crops. So this begs the question, can we fight fire with fire? Can we fight bacteria with other bacteria? Photorhabdisluminescens could be used as a replacement of multiple chemical products that we spray on our crops with one natural product. Corn with the Bt gene has led to Bt-resistant insects, as we all know, that can now attack the corn and harm them. Now, with photorhabdisluminescens, this could be used as a counter for these Bt-resistant insects to spray on our crops and other foods. Since we know that the toxin from photorhabdisluminescens is safe to humans, it has also been found to be safe to animals, safe to plants, and to the environment as a whole. This is great to hear because many of the chemicals that we put onto our crops and into the fields seep way down into the soil, get caught in runoff, and put into rivers and streams, getting into the water, hurting other animals that are not the target insect or animal that it is used to protect against, causing serious environmental issues. Now, since photorhabdisluminescens is nearly ubiquitous across the globe in the soil, and it's safe to the environment, it is a win-win situation. Photorhabdisluminescens would also provide a higher level of protection than the genetically modified crops that we have and can produce by spraying on the bacteria that will produce the antibiotics and produce the toxins directly to kill the insects and microbes. Photorhabdisluminescens is very important to humans. The microbes benefit nearly everyone, from protecting our food as well as ourselves from different insects and microbes, and they could also be a source of antibiotics for humans. Now, as for the fun part of photorhabdisluminescens, they do glow. So maybe we can use them for light one day. I know that's a long shot, but it's possible. 3 key points on photorhabdisluminescens. Number 1, they produce the antibiotics and prevent disease in the soldiers, as we learned in the first story about the angel's glow. Number 2. It is a very promising candidate for controlling insects and microbes from destroying our crops, which affect thousands upon thousands each year. And 3. More research will be done to see more productive uses for this bacterium. Since Photorhabdus is such an unknown bacteria, there could be many, many more uses for this bacteria in the future. In conclusion, Photorhabdus is not a well-known microbe, but it has many uses that could benefit the world. The antibiotics that are produced could save lives. That was demonstrated to us in the story about the angel's glow. Crops around the world could be saved from insects and other harmful bacterial diseases with no negative impact on the environment or humans, which could be key in acquiring a higher yield of harvested crops. And they're nearly ubiquitous across the world, easy to find and to culture as well. This species of bacteria could prove to be one of the most useful microbes that have been discovered so far. So are there any questions about Photorhabdus? 3 that I've come up with are: number 1, what would be the best way to mass produce Photorhabdus for agricultural purposes? Number 2, fighting fire with fire seems contradictory. Are there any other examples of using bacteria to fight bacteria that can be used to support the argument to use Photorhabdus for antibiotics and protecting crops? Number 3, what technique could be used to replicate the genes that allow Photorhabdus to produce 2,5-dihydrophenylalanine? These are the references used to create this presentation.